January 27th, 2021. Keith Gill sits in his basement in Brockton, Massachusetts, staring at a screen showing his GameStop position worth $48 million. 3 weeks ago, it was worth $50,000. Across America, 20 million first-time investors are refreshing their brokerage apps, watching their meme stock portfolios double, triple, quintuple in hours. Reddit threads explode with rocket emojis and declarations of financial genius. A 23-year-old college dropout has just turned his stimulus check into $200,000. He posts a screenshot with 3 words, "I am inevitable." 6 months later, $27 billion in retail investor value will have evaporated. Fortunes built in days will vanish in hours. And the cognitive trap that destroyed them? You've probably fallen into it this week. This is the Dunning Kruger effect, and it might be the most expensive bias in human psychology. To understand how millions of people convinced themselves they'd crack the stock market, you need to understand what GameStop looked like in early 2021. The company was a dying relic, a brick-and-mortar video game retailer in an age of digital downloads. Hedge funds had bet billions that its stock would collapse. They'd shorted more shares than actually existed, a reckless position that created an unusual opportunity. Keith Gill, known online as Roaring Kitty, had been making the case for GameStop for over a year. He saw an undervalued company with new leadership and a short squeeze potential. His analysis was detailed, methodical, grounded in fundamentals. But when his thesis started playing out, something strange happened. Millions of people who'd never read a balance sheet, never studied market mechanics, never lost money on a bad trade, suddenly decided they were investment geniuses too. Reddit's Wall Street Bets forum became a financial revolution. Users with 3 weeks of trading experience posted tutorials on option strategies. People who'd learned the word short squeeze yesterday now explained it to others with absolute certainty. The stock climbed from $4 to $40 to $400. Each day, the conviction deepened. Each green candle confirmed what they already believed. They weren't lucky. They weren't riding a wave. They had figured out what Wall Street couldn't. What these new investors didn't realize was that their brains were playing a trick on them, one that psychologists David Dunning and Justin Kruger documented in 1999. The Dunning Kruger effect describes a specific cognitive trap. People with limited knowledge in a domain dramatically overestimate their competence, while experts tend to underestimate theirs. It's not about intelligence, it's about the relationship between knowledge and self-awareness. When you know almost nothing about a subject, you don't know enough to recognize what you don't know. The gaps in your understanding are invisible to you. Think of it like hiking in dense fog. When you can only see 10 feet ahead, the path looks clear. It's only when the fog lifts that you see the cliffs, the dead ends, the dangers you walked past without knowing. The Wall Street Bets traders weren't stupid. Many were educated, successful in other fields. But 3 weeks of profitable trades had created a dangerous illusion. Their limited sample size, all gains, no losses, made them feel like they'd mastered something that professional investors spend decades studying. The less they understood about market mechanics, the simpler the whole thing seemed. Buy stock. Stock goes up. Repeat. What was everyone else missing? The first cracks appeared on January 28th, 2021. Robinhood, the trading app most retail investors used, suddenly restricted buying of GameStop shares. You could sell but not buy. The stock plummeted from $483 to $112 in hours. On Reddit, the response was immediate and revealing. Instead of questioning their positions, users doubled down. This was proof of a conspiracy. The system was rigged against them. Hold the line became a rallying cry. Diamond hands, they called it. Paper hands were for cowards who sold. The Dunning Kruger effect was now operating at full power. When you're confident in knowledge you don't have, contradictory evidence doesn't update your beliefs. It threatens your identity. These weren't investors making financial decisions anymore. They were warriors in a righteous battle. Selling wasn't a strategic choice. It was betrayal. By February, the stock had crashed to $40. The forums shifted tone. Loss porn, they called it now. Screenshots of devastated portfolios posted with dark humor. A 19-year-old had lost his entire college fund, $70,000. A father of 3 had liquidated his children's education savings. A small business owner had taken out a second mortgage. The stories shared a pattern. Almost none of these investors had any exit strategy. They'd never considered what would happen if the stock went down, because in their mental model, down wasn't possible. They'd read the Reddit posts, watched the YouTube videos, followed the confident voices. The information felt comprehensive. What they didn't know was how much they didn't know. Basic concepts like position sizing, risk management, the difference between a trade and an investment. These weren't on their radar. You can't evaluate information you've never encountered. One user's post captured it perfectly. He wrote, "I thought I understood this. I watched hours of content. I felt like I knew what I was doing. I had no idea how much I was missing." The final phase was the cruelest. Throughout 2021, GameStop would spike again and again. Each time, a new wave of investors would jump in convinced this was the real squeeze. Each time, they'd watch their gains evaporate. The stock became a slot machine, rewarding random believers just often enough to keep the faith alive. Keith Gill, the original analyst, had sold portions of his position at the peak. He'd always had an exit strategy. He'd done years of research, he knew what he didn't know. But his nuance was lost in the noise. His followers heard diamond hands. They missed the part about fundamental analysis. By mid-21, the retail trading frenzy had spread to AMC, Bed Bath & Beyond, BlackBerry, dozens of meme stocks. The Dunning Kruger effect had gone viral. And the collective cost? $27 billion in retail investor losses by conservative estimates. Not Wall Street, not institutions. Regular people who'd mistaken a lucky moment for investing skill. Here's where this gets uncomfortable. You're probably thinking you would never fall for that. You're smarter than those Reddit traders. You'd recognize the signs. That confidence you're feeling right now, that's exactly how Dunning Kruger works. Think about the last financial decision you made. That cryptocurrency you bought after watching one YouTube explainer. That options trade you placed because someone on social media made it look simple. That stock, you're sure, is undervalued because you read 3 articles about the company. How much do you actually understand about blockchain technology? About options Greeks and implied volatility? About discounted cash flow analysis? If those terms feel unfamiliar, that's information. If they feel unnecessary, that's the bias talking. The Dunning-Kruger effect shows up everywhere in personal finance. People who've never studied tax law confident their accountant is wrong. First-time homebuyers certain they've found a deal the market missed. Retirees moving their entire pension into a single stock because they feel good about the company. FOMO trading, buying because everyone else is Dunning-Kruger in its purest form. The fear of missing out overrides the awareness of missing knowledge. You see others making money and assume the strategy is simple. You don't see their losses, their research, their experience, their risk management. The gap between what you observe and what you understand creates the illusion of competence. The antidote to Dunning-Kruger isn't more confidence. It's structured humility. Professional investors don't succeed because they're smarter. They succeed because they've built systems that protect them from their own overconfidence. Ray Dalio, founder of the world's largest hedge fund, requires his team to stress test every position against historical scenarios. Before committing capital, they ask what conditions would have to exist for this to fail. They actively hunt for reasons they might be wrong. This inversion changes everything. Instead of seeking confirmation, you seek disconfirmation. You become your own devil's advocate before the market does it for you. Warren Buffett uses a different approach. He only invests within what he calls his circle of competence, areas where he has genuine, deep understanding. When the dot-com bubble inflated, people mocked him for missing tech stocks. When it collapsed, his discipline looked less like ignorance and more like wisdom. Knowing the boundaries of your knowledge is itself a form of expertise. For retail investors, the practical application is straightforward. Before any financial decision, ask yourself 3 questions. Could I explain this to a skeptical expert and defend my reasoning? What would have to happen for me to be wrong, and how likely is that? How much of my confidence comes from understanding the mechanics versus wanting the outcome? If you can't answer these clearly, you're not ready. That's not weakness. That's the beginning of competence. There's a trader named Chris Camillo who offers a useful counterexample. During the meme stock mania, while others were buying GameStop at $400, Camillo sat out. Not because he didn't see the opportunity, but because he didn't understand the mechanics well enough to size the risk. His system is simple. If he can't articulate exactly why something will work and exactly what would prove him wrong, he doesn't trade it. No exceptions. His returns have beaten the market for over a decade. Not through genius, through systematic humility. He builds his process around the assumption that he's probably wrong about something, and his job is to find out what before the market shows him. The Dunning-Kruger effect cost GameStop investors $27 billion because they didn't know what they didn't know. The pattern repeats across every market cycle, every bubble, every crash. The question isn't whether you're susceptible to this bias. You are. Everyone is. The question is whether you'll build the systems to catch yourself before the losses teach you instead. The next time you feel certain about a financial decision, pause. That certainty itself is data. Ask what you might be missing. The answer might be more valuable than any trade you'll ever make. If this changed how you think about your own decisions, consider subscribing. What's the last investment you made where you were absolutely sure, and how did it turn out?